Now here you see in our last class we all were dealing with malaria, and now here you see we would be dealing with other infectious diseases, for example amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery. And you know this amoebic dysentery is basically spread through Entamoeba histolica. It is a protozoa and that spreads through contaminated food and water. So how does what are the main symptoms? The symptoms are constipation, abdominal pain and cramps and stool with excess of mucus and sometimes blood clots. So how does the infection spreads? The house fly, it is a mechanical carrier or transmitter of these parasite from the feces of the infected person, and when the house fly sits on the fecal matter and then on the food products, the disease is transmitted to the healthy person. Now next disease is ascaris. Now what is ascaris? Ascaris is a kind of a roundworm, and another one is Ucheraria branchofti. Now ascaris spreads ascariasis. The symptoms of these diseases are internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia and blockage of the intestinal passages. The eggs of the parasite are excreted along with the feces of the infected person with which contaminates the soil, water and plants, and a healthy person acquires this infection through contaminated food and water. Basically Entamoeba histolica and ascaris, these are all food and waterborne diseases. Now here we comes Ucheraria, that is responsible for filariasis or filaria or elephantiasis. Now basically this disease spreads through the female mosquito. Female mosquito forms a vector. Okay, basically the Culex mosquito, what does they do? They carry the protozoa, the filaria, it's a roundworm. They carry it with the blood vessels and of the host, and then it transmits to a healthy person. And here the lymphatic vessels of the lower limb is swollen up. So they live for many years within the lymph vessels becomes blocked, and that condition is basically known as elephantiasis. You can see the figure, the leg of the infected person becomes like that, and sometimes it affects the genitalia and it also becomes completely deformed. Now another disease is known as a ringworm disease. Now ringworm disease, basically it is through microsporum or trichophyton, epidermophyton also forms this disease. Basically it's a ringworm disease. It is a very dry scaly appearance and causes lesion. What is lesion? Lesion means it's an open wound that is caused due to constant or intense itching. Now it is a fungal, mainly heat, moisture helps these fungus to grow. It is a fungal disease. Okay, and it can spreads through contaminated towels, clothes, even sharing combs also. Now here, now these are so many diseases, but there are certain procedure or method that can prevent a single individual to certain extent to prevent these diseases. The basic is the maintenance of a personal and public hygiene is very important. Okay, for example, if you keep your body clean and consumption of clean drinking water, then consumption of clean food, vegetable, fruits, etc. And public hygiene includes proper disposal of waste and excreta, periodic cleaning and disinfections of water reservoirs, okay, pools, cesspools, tanks, and observing standard practices of hygiene is also very important criteria. Now certain diseases that spreads through food and water, and certain airborne diseases can be protected if you follow certain basic food hygiene. You don't for example, not eating uncovered food, eating from clean places, using clean hands or clean utensils to eat the food. Then another thing is, the malaria and the filaria, these are vector borne diseases. So basically if you do pest control at a frequent interval, or keep these mosquitoes and flies from breeding beyond your campus, so that means if you can prevent stagnation of water around your residential area, regular household coolers and mosquito nets, and using mosquito nets, introducing gambusia. What is gambusia? Gambusia is a larvicidal fishes that eats out the larvae of the mosquitoes. So These are basically following normal methods how can you can prevent dengue, chikungunya, etc. Now apart from that, the most effective and the most effective is the advancement made in biological science and have armed us to effectively deal with many infectious diseases. See, we can combat these diseases if we particularly follow. For example, there are vaccines for so many diseases that can be prevented. A large number of infectious diseases like, see, polio, diphtheria, pneumonia, tetanus have been controlled by the extent of the use of vaccines. And another is biotechnology, about which you will be learning in your later chapter, is a verge of making available newer and safer vaccines. Now the discovery of antibiotics and various other drugs have also enabled us to effectively treat infectious diseases. Now in my next class we'll be dealing with immunity.